2023 saw X-Shot releasing a couple of great blasters. Besides the long shot, they actually released the Insanity line. The Insanity line, you've not seen them on this channel yet, but they were a series of blasters that could connect to each other to make a gigantic blaster system. Of course, you have the Ragefire, you have the Berserko, you have the Mega Drum, I believe what it was called, and then you had this smaller, almost like Night Fighter-esque type pistol, and the prices were pretty decent for what they were. So, for example, the small pistol was only $7.99, the Berserker was $14.99, the Mega Drum was right around $25 to $30, and then the Ragefire was $49.99. In fact, I believe the Ragefire is the first and only flywheeler I know that the X-Shot has released. So, I don't know. If somebody knows of other flywheels that X-Shot's released, please let me know in the comments because I'm curious. Now, of course, 2024 promises some more of the same, but with a twist, because sometimes you want blasters that are perfect for spooky season. And what better than the Insanity Horrorfire series? So, yeah. This one actually now on the shelves at Target, and it is a duplicate skin. Well, not a duplicate. It is a skin of the Crusher or the Omega Blaster. At least that's what it appears to be. Of course, this is something that is pretty much going to be a cosplay piece for me, only because of the fact that you have these little attachments here, and this looks like some sort of post-apocalyptic raider weapon. Yay, Fallout. Now, let's go to actually open this blaster up, but let's talk first while we do this. This blaster itself, it comes with 35 of the air pocket darts from Zuru, which are pretty decent darts, much better than the original darts that they released way back in the day with their the Max Fire and the other Hawkeye blasters and whatnot. They're bargain blasters. So they really stepped up their dart game. They are on par with, actually better than the Elite darts. And yeah, not quite darts though, but if you have a whole bunch of them, you can take them out to play. And of course, it does come with a chain because it is a chain-fed blaster. Now, this is going to be very similar to the performance, I'm assuming, of the Crusher, which we reviewed actually pretty early on in this channel. So we're going to open this bad boy up really quick and get this out. Now, I will tell you that the way that Zuru does their packaging, this is going to be an interesting unboxing, so I'm going to just skip ahead to the blaster itself when it's open, because there's a lot of little plastic screws in this packaging that you have to just untwist to get the blaster out, and we'll be back with the blaster in hand. Alright, so we have the blaster fully assembled and out of the box. One thing I will let you know is that the box that this blaster comes in, it is a pain in the rear to disassemble, only because you actually have to unfold it and then use those ridiculous plastic screws that X-Shot likes to use in everything to untwist them and, well, get this blaster loose, and there are quite a few in there. Now, the blaster itself does come with a couple of different little accessories. Of course, you have these mounting brackets here, which these just slide onto the Picatinny rails that are here, and you can attach any X-Shot blaster to this. So, for example, if you had another part of the Insanity line, such as the ones that came out in 2023, you can attach it. Or, as G-Rex pointed out to me, if you want to do something really interesting, you could take your X-Shot Longshot Pro and slide it in here. Let's just slip that in through here. Now, I'll tell you that this doesn't necessarily lock in place properly, but it does mount on here, and it is pretty secure. And as long as you are bracing the X-Shot Longshot, you should be able to prime it and fire it. So, congratulations. You now have a pro-level Goofy blaster at your disposal, and yeah, insanity is the proper word, as well as Horrorfire, because nothing's more horrifying than a heavily modified X-Shot Longshot Pro on a sub 100 FPS blaster. Now, I did say earlier that it came with 35 of their air pocket dots. I was incorrect. It's not 35. It actually comes with 48. The 35 number is how many fit on the actual chain. So you have 13 extra darts here. And you know what? That's okay. That's more than what is actually for the blaster. So you're better than Nerf in that aspect. But I wish they would have done, like, I don't know, maybe 70 darts. That way you could refill the chain. But I digress. It is what it is. You do have 3 little holes here. G-Rex thinks that this could act as dart storage, and I am not disagreeing with him because I just want to test it out really quick. So we've got some extra darts here. I don't know why you would only store 3 darts, but looks like the holes are a little too small to actually fit darts in here. So who knows what this is for? Maybe it's for a possible sling attachment. I am not sure. I will tell you that the decoration itself, this plastic feels pretty good, especially for a Zuru product, and this thing is begging to be painted up. This orange, it looks great for Halloween, but when it comes to a post-apocalyptic scenario, I feel like some gunmetal embellishments as well as like a darker brown here, like a rust color, would look really neat. And then if you had some pastel brushes, you could actually paint in some grays and some blacks in here to give the skeleton a more aged look. Speaking of the skeleton itself, this shell actually just slides off of the railing. As you can see, it slides on and off. And then you will also see this little red thing right here. It's getting a little ungainly, folks, sorry. So this actually just twists out, pops out, and you can use the stand that comes with the Reshell on this blaster. Now, I find it cool that they offered this, and this is really neat that you can do that. However, seeing as this is going to be a completely new line in the Reshell, in the Insanity series, I really wish that they would have come with a different tripod for this blaster, so you don't have to recycle the orange one that just doesn't match this orange shell. Firing the blaster, of course, much like the Crusher, you just pull back on this to prime it, and it is ready to fire. Of course, if you wanted to slightly cock the chain and just rotate it around, you can. In fact, you do need to do that in order to load the chain in here. You load the chain from left side to right side, so you load it into the first little teeth here, and then you start pulling this to pull the chain around. If you wanted to wrap the chain around in a gigantic ring like I have here. Now, if you have the X-Shot Crusher, you can probably use the exact same chain and make a much longer chain. What is unknown right now is if this chain can combine with the one on the actual Reshell. If so, you have unlimited potential for how long your chain can be, because there are printables online where you can print out extra shells for the Reshell, and actually I think there might be some for the Crusher as well, so you're in luck either way. Of course, you do have the trigger here, and if it's anything like the Crusher, it can slam fire. Let's go ahead and fire off around real quick. Now, that was just fun, because when this barrel rotates, this top skeleton, it actually just bites up and down and makes a noise, which is really satisfying in my opinion. Again, this is just fun. This is a fun blaster. This is all about being goofy and using the horror theming to its advantage, so let's run with it. As a horror movie aficionado, I am okay with this. Now, of course, if it performs like the Crusher, that is even better, because the Crusher actually got some pretty decent numbers for what it is. This promises distances up to 98 feet. I think we might actually be able to get around 100 feet, and I think the Chronograph is going to hit right around 85. We will see. And is it slam fire capable? Let's do a quick test here real quick. It is slam fire capable. So there is that. It is just like the X-Shot Crusher, but just has a few little cool horrific embellishments. We'll be back next with the Chronograph numbers and the rest of the performance numbers on this blaster. Time to test out the distance on the Horrorfire Insanity. I'll be honest with you, this thing promotes like right around 92 feet. So we'll see if it can actually beat that. X-Shot has a way of promoting things and over-delivering. So angle shot and straight shot, here we go. let's get those numbers. So with the straight shot, we got 70 feet, and the angle shot got 100 feet. Once again, under-promising, over-delivering with the X-Shot blasters. Yeah. Now, I will tell you, we're not going to do an accuracy test with this because it's hard to gauge accuracy with a hip-fire blaster. We are going to go straight to our final thoughts next. And I'm back with my final thoughts regarding the Horrorfire. You know what? I'm going to tell you, it's a fun blaster. However, that being said, Zuru, while I appreciate what you're trying to do here, you're starting to reach that point that Hasbro reached where they just started to reskin the exact same blaster over and over again. Let me explain. You had the Omega, you had the Crusher, and then you had this one. You took the Crusher off the shelves for about 6 months before launching this, and you know what? Maybe that's enough to build up the missing, I guess, the Gatling gun flavor, but you got to come up with something else here. You don't want to become a one-trick pony. That is the realm of Hasbro and Nerf. But I'll tell you this much, it performs pretty well. The slamfire on this is pretty cool. I will say that the darts do fly a pretty good distance, and there is some power from this blaster. Who is this blaster for? If you did not pick up the Crusher or the Omega when they first came out, you are going to love this blaster. It is fun. This blaster is also for those of us who cannot afford the stuff from the content creator Al the Geek, who makes some really cool post-apocalyptic looking blasters. He actually does some really custom modifications on them, and they look amazing. If you have not checked out his shop, do so on Etsy. It's Al the Geek, and he does awesome work. But if you can't afford those blasters for $24, this is a pretty good steal. Now, me personally, I plan on using this for some cosplay. Might be doing some paint jobs on this. Maybe actually add some more of a actual skeletal look to these things and just go at it. Maybe around Halloween time, who knows? Might become some post-apocalyptic raider or something and go around, you know, blasting the kids in the neighborhoods as I give out candy or something. I don't know. Sounds like fun to me. Who else is this blaster for? Pretty much any fan of the horror genre because, again, it's called the Horrorfire for a reason. Is it worth the price of admission at $24? I'd say, yeah, it's not bad. It's actually pretty decent. Zuru has been pumping out product at a pretty good quality and price point, you know, balance that Hasbro just can't keep up with. Maybe now they're starting to, but, you know, Zuru's been doing it for a while now, so that's what I have to say about that. I want to thank you all for watching Secondhand Blasters. We are so close to the 400 subscriber point at this point, which means it's time to give away another blaster, and who knows, you might be getting something along the lines of this, maybe, or something else. I don't know quite what I'm going to be giving away yet, but when the time comes, it will be something nice. Until next time, y'all, keep on blasting.